Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Patient Players Podcast. Woo!
Whoa!
In 3 weeks. Today is April the 26th,
Woo!
and I am your host, Daniel, joined by my wonderful co-host, Jordan. How you doing, Jordan?
It's me. I'm the co-host, and I'm sick.
Oh,
I've come down with a bad case of the bachelor parties.
Oh no! What is entailed with the bachelor parties?
I don't know, but I have it. It's not my choice. I'm learning. It's been a week since the bachelor party started. Over a week since it started, and when I got back from it on Sunday, I had just a cold or something.
Well, you know what? To make it even easier for you, I'll just talk twice as much as I normally do.
Oh, thank goodness!
and then it'll be like you can get through the podcast with your throat intact still.
Yeah, I'm going to be talking a little softer, a little quietly. So
a little more intimately.
Yes. Hello. What's the word? Not the word for up and close with the microphone.
Are you thinking of ASMR?
Yes. Thank you. I almost said, I was like NFC. I was like, it's like, no, it's not NFC.
What's the NFTs, non-fungible tokens?
Yeah. Man, every time I see the word, you said it's fungible?
Fungible. Non-fungible tokens.
It's fungible. Oh,
yes.
I like fungible. No, actually, I don't. I think I do like fungible better.
They both are fun.
I don't like either of the words, honestly.
I don't like what they entail. Also, this is episode 77. Just by the way,
this is the episode of completion.
11 times completions. This is a video game podcast. We talk about video games here. Last episode we were all like, hey guys, we're gonna do bi-weekly episodes. Welcome to the new way things are done. We immediately screwed that up, and it's been 3 weeks since our last podcast.
We didn't immediately screw it up. We did one bi-weekly episode, did we not? I remember one weekend we didn't do it before recording, and I loved that. So I know we've done at least one other one with our new schedule.
Did we announce? I guess we announced it the week before. Okay, I was thinking we announced it and then immediately screwed it up. But we know we did get it one time.
Yes, and actually the bachelor party I mentioned is why we didn't do it last weekend, because I was out of town at a nice little lakeside resort.
We gotta plan ahead next time. I feel like I could have gotten somebody else, but I just
you totally could have. You could have done it with Keaton. Keaton's always free. You could have done it with Judah. Ooh.
Keaton is always free? Wow.
Oh, on the weekends, I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're new to the podcast, this is a video game podcast. We're going to talk about video games. We got a lot of exciting stuff because it has been 3 weeks, so I'm sure it will be chock full of tasty gaming nuggets. But the end of the podcast, when we're done talking about our topics, you will get to hear the best part of the podcast, which is the question and answer section, where we, the podcast hosts, answer you, the listener, and your questions. You can send them in primarily via email at patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. Or we do our episode recording live on Twitch every weekend, so we will be answering chat questions from Twitch chat. And any other way that you send us questions, like our official Discord channel or social media channels, you can find all that over at patientplayers.com/social. I think that's all I have. Shall we get into the gaming goodness, or how's your day? I haven't talked to you in like forever.
I'm down. What are you talking about? I guess we didn't really hang out last night. It was a one-way hangout last night. Not to be creepy or anything. Oh no, I've messed up the stream somehow. Oh no, dude. Okay.
How bad is it?
Well, my face is frozen.
That's pretty good.
I fixed yours though, so that's good.
Okay, I'm glad. So I'll do all the talking and all of the video.
Come on. Yeah, last night you were streaming Valheim on the Discord server, and so I was just chilling in my bed, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hop on. Oh, Sam just started playing Valheim. I was like, I'm just gonna hop on the Discord server, and I'm going to my face in this photo is terrible. And I just was listening to y'all play a game. It was like watching just like a streamer on Twitch or something. And then
I should stream it on Twitch.
At one point, I like spoke up, and everyone's like, "Oh, I forgot you were there." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm just chilling."
The hidden watcher, always watching.
Mm-hmm. Who watches the Watchmen? Oh, that's the border.
It was a very fun night.
Oops.
I will say I have a bit of podcast beef with you.
podcast beef. Is this a new segment?
I understand. I hope it's not a new segment every week.
Oh, I fixed it. I'm back. Thank goodness. Okay, we're good. After, dude, on the stream, like everything was like popping out of existence as I was trying to find the right video feed. Okay, podcast beef. I like this phrase.
Beef. I understand that there's a certain someone in my household that got a personalized invite to Overwatch last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even get asked. I don't know if I would have been available, but I didn't even get asked.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that the beef?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, so there's been talks with it was Marion, just for those of you listening. Marion and I have had multiple conversations about how we're both super sad that no one likes to play Overwatch anymore, and that we both still want to play Overwatch. And every time we have the conversation, we're like, dude, let's just play Overwatch on ourselves, and we don't need everybody else to play Overwatch with us. So that stemmed from that conversation where so you were like, I'm going to get off Discord, guys, and go play some games. So when you did that, Sam was like, well, I'm done playing Valheim. And so he reached out to me and said, let's play Overwatch. And I was like, heck yeah, we're playing Overwatch. And so me reaching out to Marin, I was like, this is me trying to make good light of that conversation her and I had at some point. And I did check what game you were playing. And once I noticed it was a VR game, that was probably the final nail in the coffin from me not being like, hey, you should come join us. Because you were playing that Monkey Adventure Town something.
Yeah, that's the one. That's exactly the one. You got it right.
Monkey Tag. Is it Monkey Tag?
Close. It's Gorilla Tag.
Oh, I was playing Gorilla Tag. Was really close.
So,
and then you hopped in the call, and you're like, I see you guys are playing Overwatch. And I was like, yes, Daniel's going to join us. And you're like, okay, goodbye. And I was like, oh, I guess I was right. That he just didn't want to play.
Okay. Well, we also, if you guys listening haven't been on the Discord recently, we overhauled some of the Discord channels, and we have an Overwatch channel now. So if you ever did want to play,
I'm so happy you did this. I was mentioning earlier, I've wanted to do this for a super long time, but I forgot how to do like the little thing. But anyways, you can react to this message in our Discord Discord thread, and people can at a role, and that'll notify everyone who's reacted to that message. So next time I can just be like, at Oversquad, I'm getting on Overwatch, and then everyone will get a notification. Oh no!
We'll do the same for many other games.
Oh, there you
I had a quick blip, but I'm returned.
Oh my god! It was a 5-year blip. Oh, he's blipping again.
Oh, I see what you did.
What is going on?
Oh no!
Oh, I think Daniel is experiencing some internet difficulties. In Discord, he has a frozen face.
I pay for good internet.
Oh, he's back.
No, what is happening? Marion, stop torrenting.
That was like
just kidding.
The perfect cutout. What is hair?
Are you am I stable? Is life back to normal?
Say some words again.
Okay, I'm continuing to speak. Everything's fine on my side. You're fine. The stream's fine. We're all fine.
I can hear you, but you are grossly out of sync on the Discord video.
Oh no.
Okay, it's back. Never mind. It's back.
Okay. Life is fixed. Let's talk about some video games. I had some
quick video games before the internet goes out at Daniel's house. Like, oh no,
so much fun about my zoo trip today. Are we running into more of these technical difficulties?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. So you said something about the zoo, I think?
We're not going to talk about the zoo. We don't have time. There's too many video games.
Oh gosh, okay.
So yes, you did playing a VR game last night. I have been actually playing a lot of VR since we last talked. The podcast technical difficulties are not getting better. Is this true? Are they getting so much worse?
Yeah, no, it's still very true. Marion in chat says, do I need to stop streaming the podcast? Sorry, do I need to stop streaming Rihi podcast?
Okay, well, I am...
an
I'm
R
gonna go ahead.
Is like a T, but it's just missing just like half of it, if you think about it.
I have cut out several of the objects on my computer that might be consuming the internet quality. Anyways,
I also tried that, but it was literally just Steam. So I doubt that'll make any difference on my side.
Okay. Well, enough distraction. Sorry, dear podcast listeners. Let's get to the good stuff. Video games. Played a lot of VR. I have some exciting things to talk about. So, big news. Oculus had a big update for the Quest 2 that hit this week that they hadn't even announced when we were talking on our last podcast, right?
I don't know.
I don't think they had announced it. So, since we last talked, a couple things happened. One, I upgraded my router, which I believe I had mentioned last week, but that router ended up sucking. I upgraded my router again and I returned that one. So now I have a super mega awesome router with 8 antennas and
mega awesome one. Yeah.
It has 2 5 gigahertz bands of channels.
Oh my gosh.
Which means that I have one that's just for my house like normal, and then the other one is only for streaming. Like if I want to stream from my computer to the living room, or I want to stream to other devices like with Steam Link.
Whoa,
then
that's sick.
I have a Wi-Fi band just for that, and it's incredible. It makes me so happy. But the whole thing was we needed better coverage in our house, which is why we upgraded our router, and I paid the extra money for that extra band because I wanted to use the virtual desktop stream of VR to the Oculus Quest 2. So for those not familiar, you have a virtual reality headset. It can run programs on its own. It can also run programs on the computer and then display them on the headset using a USB cable. And that's been true for years at this point. But there is a way with a third-party program to run the program on your computer and then send the video to your headset using Wi-Fi, which you have to imagine if you're moving around in VR, you need that to be ultra fast or else you get sick. So very important to have high internet speeds, and I've never been able to do it before. But with this router, I tried it out, and boy, it worked. It was so cool. Like I was literally standing in another room in my living room.
Oh gosh, wow.
Playing a VR game off of my computer on my headset, and it was the coolest feeling ever. And that same week that I set all this up, Oculus announced the Air Link, which is an official way to do that. So I have only tried it out for maybe like 30 minutes, the official way. I tried out the third-party way a couple times, but the official one I tried out yesterday because it just launched worldwide yesterday. And I have to say, Jordan, it might have been the best VR experience I've ever had.
How is that? How is it any better than the old unofficial one?
It's just better quality. Like it just looked
really
better.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
It was higher quality. Well, they also at the same time they released support for the headset to go all the way to 120 frames a second if the software supports it.
I can't believe they're making already the greatest VR headset option out there. They're already making it better to existing users. I cannot believe how they keep doing it over and over again.
I know you got your hand tracking that got added in. The Link didn't even exist when the Quest 1 launched, right? You had the Quest, then you could plug it into a computer, and then Quest 2 came out and it was better in every way.
Mm-hmm.
The strap, I have that Elite strap, and it has a habit of breaking, I'm hearing, and mine actually broke in one specific area that I have duct taped.
Oh, no.
So that's kind of unfortunate, but the rest of the headset's been working great. And yeah, the funny thing is, so one of the games I've been playing the most in VR is a game that I invited you to play, and you saw me playing yesterday called Gorilla Tag.
Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about the game.
Okay, so it is absurdly fun and absurdly simple, but it's a game of tag, but you are a monkey, and there is no buttons. You don't use the sticks or the buttons at all. It is literally just hand motions. So you walk on your hands, you swing on your hands, you touch people with your hands, you climb with your hands. You don't even grab. The grab buttons do nothing. It is literally just swinging your arms around.
Wait, is this a Steam game or is it an Oculus Store game?
It is on both. It is on Steam and is on the Quest natively, not as one of the apps you can download from their store, but they have this thing called Oculus Labs, which is it's like a way you can play third-party stuff that's not been approved for the store, but you can still download it through the store.
Oh.
So if you search Gorilla Tag, it won't come up. But if you search exactly Gorilla Tag, it says, hey, we don't have anything, but you might be looking for this App Lab game called Gorilla Tag. So I downloaded it on the Quest. I've been playing it for 2 weeks, and it's super fun. And I'll talk about the game more in a second. But what I want to say, which is crazy, is that is running natively on the headset, and yet playing it through AirLink yesterday looked better. It was a better looking, better feeling game running on my computer, displaying to the headset using Wi-Fi than it was when I ran the game natively on my headset.
That is so stinking cool.
It's astounding. The one thing I didn't get a chance to try, and if I had 30 more minutes before we recorded the podcast, I was going to try Beat Saber.
Oh, that is the ultimate test right there.
The latency is so important. So I'll have to check back in next episode and let you know. I'll throw out, for anyone listening who's interested, I'll throw out a tweet on the Patient Players account. So patientplayers.com/social. You can head to the Twitter from there and follow that. And I will try to tweet the results of Beat Saber with AirLink. But I'm excited to try it. It looked good, and I didn't notice any latency. I didn't notice any stuttering. I mean, I am in a unique position where I have an entire 5 gigahertz channel to myself, but there's actually an interesting solution I've seen people talk about when I was researching this online, in that you can get a cheap second router that you don't plug into the internet, that it's literally just to connect your computer to your headset. So on your headset, on your Quest headset, you connect to the Wi-Fi of this dedicated router just for VR. And then the router just has Ethernet plugged directly into your computer, and that's it.
Wait. But it's still wireless?
Right.
So it's like the computer is it's like a hotspot for your actual internet?
So the Quest is not getting any internet from the computer. It's just on the same network.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, instead of having a network where everything's connected to your router, which is then connected to the internet, it's just connecting the computer to the headset, and it has no connection to the internet at large. You don't plug anything into the back of the router that goes to the internet. So your home and your computer are still connected to your regular home router, but you have a dedicated router that's just for the headset. And apparently a lot of people find success with that.
Oh, wow.
I'm kind of simulating the same thing by having a dedicated band of Wi-Fi on my router
but
for
with
this.
more options, it sounds like, for you at least.
Yeah. So, but while my headset's connected, I still have internet on the headset because it's not only connected to my computer. So that's going to be an alternative you can look into. I think if you do some Google searching, you'll find people with Reddit threads on which routers are best for this and that kind of thing. I think some that are as cheap as $100 or something that let you do that.
Dang.
It was crazy. I can't wait to get back in there and try more. I played another maybe 30 minutes of Half-Life Alyx. I'm still not super thrilled with that game.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it gets better. Everyone says it's amazing. I got to give it a second chance, I think. But I booted up some Boneworks to see how that looked and played. That was great. I played Onward. This was all using the third-party program before I had the AirLink officially.
Oh, okay.
But Onward is that shooting game, which I'm still really bad at, but that was really fun. I forgot that you have to actually physically crouch or get on your belly if you want to go prone in Onward.
Oh, heavens. Yeah, I couldn't do that in my dorm room back when we played it.
Right.
Very tiny.
That's AirLink. It so far it works, and it was so simple to set up. Once I got the updates installed on the headset that had it, just on the desktop app, there was just a slider I clicked, and then on the headset, it's just one of the main menu buttons. You're just initiate AirLink, and then boom, it's like you're wearing a Rift on the computer.
That is so cool. They actually went on sale a few weeks ago, and I was very close to getting one. It was only $30 off, but yeah, I mean, it's $270. It's pretty good for the best VR headset on the market right now. I could easily sell my Rift S. I'm pretty sure. I'm just assuming at this point that I could do that, but I'm assuming I could sell my old one to cover that. Just super easy, but
maybe I know that they're the index is $1,000, and I'm sure some people would swear by the quality on that over the Quest 2.
Mm-hmm. But
in terms of value and options, I mean,
yeah,
you can't take the index to a friend's house and play Beat Saber, right? You have to bring your whole computer. So I'd say it's the best headset out there right now.
Yeah, just the price point, and just the price point. It's so freaking cheap, and you don't need a computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Some people were theorizing that if they lean more heavily in, because they had some Oculus press conference and they're talking a lot more about the hand tracking, that if they lean more heavily into the hand tracking to where you get a full interface that you don't need a controller for, then they could sell a $200 version without the controllers just for like business use. Where like you could have a meeting app where you hang out with people or do business meetings or even just like work on a computer with a keyboard, like a physical keyboard, and you just have the headset, and then you'd buy the controllers for extra $100 if you wanted to play games.
Oh, wow.
That sounded like a pretty cool option for me.
Good night. That's cool.
Can I talk about Gorilla Tag before we move on from VR?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I did download it in the past 5 minutes, so it is downloaded on my computer finally.
Okay. Very, very fun. An incredible workout. The first time I played it for like an hour, my arms were super sore for 2 days. Like I didn't want to lift my shoulders. They were that sore. The community is just the worst. The game, like, that's why I wanted to play with you, because I think playing with you and Marion would be really, really fun. And it is fun for me to play, but it's basically, I don't know if you've ever played Rec Room, the free VR game with all the different mini games and stuff like that.
Yeah, but which mini game? Or just Rec Room in general?
Just the Rec Room game. Like, you know how you go in there and immediately you hear like 9 8-year-olds arguing about your mom? It's just that on steroids. It's just nothing but swearing children and like people blaring music and being jerks to each other. It's just the internet, right? It's like
a game where monkeys are playing tag.
Yeah. Some of it's been really fun and wholesome, but it's like those are the gyms you have to pick up out of the filth because it's just a lot of little kids.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of sucks. They have private rooms though.
Can you turn off just audio as a whole for people?
I haven't looked into that. Audio is really a big part of the experience. Like it's kind of weird. It's like it's because it's tag, right? So it's like, imagine if you went to a real world playground with like huge obstacle course, and then you were just playing tag like you were a kid, but like if you fell, you didn't break your neck, right? Like you're just swinging around and going crazy, but part of that is like laughing at each other and like just being silly with your friends. Like if you don't like the idea of playing tag with people, then you shouldn't play Gorilla Tag, because that's all it is.
Okay, yeah, that sounds terrible.
Like being at a playground playing tag with people where everybody was forced to be silent the whole time.
That still sounds terrible just because there's people.
Maybe you should just not play online games.
I mean, that's true mostly, you know?
I'm having a blast with it. I went from like not being able to move forward regularly to just like swinging from branch to branch. It feels amazing. I'm like, I am the best at this game now.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you've mentioned the best part of this is that it costs $0.
That is true. It is free. I actually played it for hours and hours, and then yesterday I did spend $10 to get the hats because I wanted to support the game.
Uh-huh.
But they're only enabled on Steam.
Okay.
So
wait, so what?
So I can't use the hats if I'm playing the native version on the Quest.
Okay, that makes sense because you bought the Steam in-app purchase, right?
Yeah, but there is no in-app purchases on Oculus.
Okay, yeah.
So you can't purchase the hats, but it is cross-play. So I will see Steam users in the Oculus version.
That's kind of wacky. And you see their hats and everything, just fine.
Oh yeah, the people with the hats are like the rich boys. It's like, oh, there's someone with a hat in here. They have a Steam VR headset and they're playing with, great. And they paid money. And then everybody else are the filthy Quest users.
That's hilarious.
Good game. Definitely we should try it out. Marion tried it and she is pretty new to VR. She has my old Oculus Quest 1. She still doesn't quite have her VR legs though. And she needed to quit after about 5 minutes. She was like, very barfy.
That would definitely be an issue for me as well.
Okay. No doubt. We should take it slow then, because you're a gorilla that doesn't have legs. And so the floor is just like at your chin. And then you like push on the ground and it's like you're climbing, and it's a little trippy.
Yeah, I got sick in the menu of that one game you like so much.
Oh, Boneworks.
Yes, I got sick in the menu before the game even started. I was feeling queasy.
Well, that game does have like a big fat warning on it that's like warning for advanced VR users.
Mm-hmm. I imagine Monkey Tag has the same warning.
The other thing is that Gorilla Tag is infamously dangerous. There have been more like smashed pieces of furniture and controllers than like any other game I've heard of. Like you'll be playing and regularly you'll just hear someone just on their mic just smack something and just go, ah.
That's what the borders are for.
Well, when you're swinging your arms around and like someone's chasing you and you're doing this as hard as you can.
Dude, I really want to have just like a dedicated VR room one day, but it's going to take a lot for me to be able to afford a whole room just for VR.
You know, really, the thing that I think has changed the most in the last 48 hours for me playing Airlink is that I realize that I can have any open space in my house become my VR room.
Oh, that is a great point.
I honestly think I'm going to only play VR in my living room from now on. Because it's way more open and there's just a couch for me to hit. There's not a computer and a fan back there and all this stuff. And like this room I've built and I've taken out the ceiling fan. I've done all this stuff to make it VR compatible. But really, the living room is so much nicer to play VR in. Mm-hmm. And now that I don't notice a difference, I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm just going to play downstairs. The only problem is if I ever need to like take the headset off and do something on my computer real quick, it's in a different room.
Oh, you can't just like remote control the computer somehow?
Oh, you can. They have virtual desktop option built into the Quest menu, so I can open the Oculus menu. So I can open the Oculus menu and like type on a keyboard, but like that's kind of inconvenient sometimes.
Okay. I'm just thinking in the case that we were playing a game and it's like you're trying to set up stuff and you're downstairs and you're like, oh no, I need to do something. It's like, will I have to wait for you to run upstairs to do each little thing, or can you just like quickly do it virtually?
Yeah, if it's like change an audio device, maybe. But if it's like, oh, hold on, I need to, install this driver, like I might need to go run upstairs and do that.
Right. Well, just more exercise, I guess.
Yep. That was kind of one of my big main topics for the week was all the Oculus stuff, the router stuff. Airlink is super cool and it just dropped out of nowhere and it's awesome. Yeah. What I've noticed them doing is Oculus really likes taking the third-party programs that everyone enjoys and just implementing them and invalidating them. They did that with virtual desktop the first time around by just putting a virtual desktop option in Oculus.
It's a very Apple thing to do.
Virtual desktop changed to being like the thing you stream with, and now they've invalidated it that way. That poor developer. Mm-hmm. The SideQuest program, which is the one that I use that lets you like side load other apps onto it, they've started integrating all the popular apps from that service into the App Lab.
I heard about that. Like when you mentioned App Lab, I was like, wait, haven't you been doing that already? Or maybe I was talking to Evan about it. I was talking to someone about it and I'm like, wait, isn't that like unofficial? And they're like, oh no, it's official now. And I was like, what? Like, it was Keaton. I was talking to Keaton about it. And I'd heard so much about you tell me about the side loading thing. And he's like, no, it's like an official thing. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe they did that. That's like really shocking.
The spooky aspect of this is like Quest 2 is awesome, but it requires Facebook integration, right? Mm-hmm. This other spooky thing is that going from, hey, here's a third-party program, you can load whatever you want, and being like developer mode, except now it's like, hey, we have this App Lab. You still have to get approved for the App Lab.
Oh,
it's
I
just
see.
Not as strict as the store. Mm-hmm. And so it's still Oculus controlled now, which is like a little weird. And people are theorizing that like maybe they'll take away the option to just get a developer account. Because that's what you had to do to play the SideLoader app. You had to turn your account into a developer account.
Oh, did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, that's VR talk. I'll try out Beat Saber on Airlink and see if there's any latency that stops me from enjoying Beat Saber. But
so
other than
excited
that,
to try that.
Great.
Hey, we should do that together because we have not tried multiplayer Beat Saber yet.
That's true, and then we can play Gorilla Tag.
That's a thing. Well, we can play Gorilla Tag for probably 5 or 10 minutes. I probably
before you get sick.
Yeah, don't count on me lasting too long playing Gorilla Tag from the sound of it.
The downside is that it starts you in like a tutorial canyon that there's no way to get back into because at some point you leap off a cliff into the main level. And then from then on you spawn next to like the configuration computer. But if you start the game and you want to go to the configuration computer to like turn off your microphone or turn on push to talk or like join a private game, you have to leave the tutorial area and then climb into a tree where the computer is. And so for like at least 30 seconds, you'll be in a room of like screaming children.
Wait, and you said you don't use the buttons to climb?
No, not even the grip buttons. It's just your hands.
So it is like that game you like. basically.
No, Boneworks you can grab on and your character will latch and not let go until you let go of the button. This game, it's all physics based. So like if I just put my hands on an object, I'm going to slide down it. I have to physically climb and then like land my hand on top of something and hold it there. And that's the only way that you can hold yourself somewhere.
Okay. Wow. What a weird game. And it's got the graphics of a PS1 game also.
Yep.
I wonder if this is the start of like a whole new, not a whole new, but just if this is going to be the trend for a lot of indie games going forward is PS1 graphics.
Like Valheim. It's like you can't hire a texture artist, so you just make it look garbage.
Which, I mean, it at the same time, it looks so good somehow. I don't know. It's so confusing.
I love the cute little gorilla face. It's so adorable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alrighty. What do you have to talk about?
It's been a while since we've chatted, but excuse me. Honestly, I have not been playing very much. It's been a lot of mobile games, lots of mobile games because they are just easy for me to play. So that means lots of Hearthstone. I got back to playing Mario Kart on the phone.
Oh, no.
I am back.
Do you have the subscription again?
Yes, absolutely, I do. It's too good of a. It is too good of a deal. Like when the season or whatever the equivalent of it resets every like 2 or 3 weeks. Like you can easily get the equivalent of their $90 in-app purchase of gyms just from the $5. And it's only $5 a month, so you can get like 2 of these in 1 month because. So like it's a great deal with the $5 purchase. I also been playing Clash of Clans. I'd never actually talked about Clash of Clans on this podcast before.
That's true, but you played a lot.
I've played it off and on since 2013. So
wow.
I thought it's very funny that I've never mentioned it before. Yeah, like if you were to hop on and make an account right now and just like kind of rush to where my base is right now, it would probably cost you like I don't know, like $15,000 to $20,000. And so it's really cool.
No bragging or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm totally bragging because I've spent like less than $30 in the game the past like almost 9 years. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm back into that because our friend Sam got back into it. Like what happens is he gets into it and then I'm like, yes, someone I can play with and talk to about it. And then he falls out and then I play for like a few months afterwards and then I stop playing. So, but his wife got him back into it. So I'm like, yes, I have a reason to start playing again and be invested.
I was going to make a joke about the whole clan. And then I realized that just plays into the name of the game and that feels bad.
Yep. I also started playing Tiny Tower again.
Oh no. What are you doing?
It's the return, dude. It's the return of decade old apps apparently for me.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this because of all the Apple Arcade games that are a decade old that are getting added back in?
No. So I have a friend, or my fiance has a friend who is playing Tiny Tower, and she mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I love Tiny Tower. I've been playing it since it came out 10 years ago. So she was like, she got excited, so it made me excited about Tiny Tower. So I went into Tiny Tower, and I finally did it. I reset my 10-year-old tower because it has a new like prestige system.
Oh wow.
So I reset my 300 floor Tiny Tower and now I'm back to like 34 floors. It's so weird to be playing a game again because again I got it when it came out. I was so excited when it came out in 2011. Life has definitely changed since then, so it's really weird to be playing like the opening to Tiny Tower again after all this time.
Wow, because there's a mobile app renaissance going on in my household as well, because they have like Cutthroat Plus got added to Apple Arcade. You told us about this last episode.
I beat Cutthroat Plus. It's so good. It is so good.
I downloaded it. My wife downloaded it. I only played a few levels, but she's been playing it. And then playing that game made her want to play Where's My Water? So she went and downloaded Where's My Water.
No way.
And she's been playing a bunch of Where's My Water now.
Yes.
And I downloaded a bunch of games that were older. I re-downloaded Bleak Sword from when Apple Arcade first released.
Mm-hmm.
We're just having fun with mobile apps. Now, on the topic of mobile apps, you have done something to me by what you did last episode.
I know exactly where this is going.
You mentioned that Apple Arcade had a certain Taiko no Tatsujin Plus.
Yep.
Which is a Japanese drum game that has been around for ages in arcades and is like a really it's like DDR, like Dance Dance Revolution for them. It's like Some people are crazy into it. And I've played it one time at an arcade here in the US, and I don't think it has it anymore. And I really want to play. I've always wanted to play it again. I played it when I was like a little kid, like maybe 10.
I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah, they've had versions of it, I think, since like PS2 or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I downloaded this app and have been playing it like every day. And it's really fun.
Goodness, what? You sent me a video of the song.
Yeah.
You killed it. Dude, how did you do the trip? Are you triple tapping with one thumb for each of those parts?
No, you go back and forth, one like right, left, right. Like you would with drumsticks, right? Like right, left, right.
Yeah, but you have the control system selected where it was like each side of the screen pertains to, or is each side one color and then the middle area is it the blue?
Yeah, anything outside the drum is the rim.
Oh, I thought it was like blue on the left and red on the right, and I was like, how is he doing that? Okay.
No, it's both of the corners are they call them DOMs because it's like boom boom boom, and then there's the cats, which are the rim hits. And yeah, I've been playing that game like crazy. The one I sent you. Notice I got perfect. Did you notice that?
I did. Yeah.
I didn't make a single mistake on expert, which is crazy because half of those levels I can't even beat on expert still. They're crazy hard. That game is insanely hard for having 2 buttons. I don't understand how it's so hard.
Did you see they have the song from Your Name on there?
I did. I almost was like, I wanted to like ace it and send it to you and be like, look at me, Jordan. You love the song.
I was very happy. I played it. I did very bad. I'm very bad at that game, apparently.
Notice they had the My Little Pony theme song.
Yeah, I also played that one. I also played the My Little Pony theme song. I think I was with Miranda when I did it. I think she was just silently judging me as I was playing My Little Pony drum game.
Well, I have big news to tell you know that I have spent 2 weeks playing this game and being like, okay, am I gonna still enjoy this game or am I gonna fall off of it? Am I gonna steal it or am I gonna fall off of it? I'm still playing it. So tomorrow, arriving in the mail is the Nintendo Switch Taiko no Tatsujin version with the little drum and the drumsticks and everything. Purchased online last night.
No. How much was this? Like is this like a Japanese import of the game?
It's not an import, but it's priced like it is. It is $180.
Oh my gosh. I need to see a photo of this drum set. I don't even know how to spell this. Taiko.
It's just like a little plastic one.
Oh, I actually spelled it right. Okay.
Taiko no Tatsujin. Yeah, it's. So I will have plenty to say about that next podcast, I'm sure.
I cannot wait to see recordings of this. Oh, it's so cute.
It is. And if I really like the game, there's another 2 games I can purchase that use that controller, but it's an RPG with the drum.
Is it like the same franchise?
Yeah, like the little drum character with the face. You're like going around a world and like battling monsters and leveling up, but the fights are little drum solos.
No way. Oh my gosh.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 Taiko no Tatsujin adventures.
That's amazing. And those aren't Japanese region, right?
No, I think they have English. I mean, the ones I bought from Amazon were like in English, like the descriptions in the box are all English.
Okay. Just a heads up, it's really annoying to buy digital Japanese region games on the Switch. So just in case that is the case, it's just an annoying thing to go through.
Okay, well, I will keep.
So hopefully they're US region.
Keep an eye out for that. But no, I am super excited. I almost kept it as a surprise for you, but we were already talking about mobile phones and the and Taiko no Tatsujin because I didn't get a chance to talk about it before, and I literally I hadn't played the game last podcast, and now I'm like, I'm gonna drop hundreds of dollars to play this on the
it's like you got some collector's edition or something. That's like a collector's edition price. That's awesome.
But you have to ask Marion. I have literally mentioned this game, I don't know, a dozen times since we started dating. Like I think about it all the time. I love that drum game. I want to find it somewhere and play it. And then you mentioned it, and I got to play it for the first time in years on the phone, and I was like, this is so fun.
I did not realize I was just casually bringing up like a dream come true for you. I was just like, oh, here's a fun fact. Little did I know. Wow, that's crazy.
You rocked my world, and you got my wife playing Where's My Water.
That's hilarious. Man, I loved Where's My Water. And then there's Where's My Water 2. And then they had Where's My Perry, the Phineas and Ferb crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. They've also had a ton of crossovers for Tiny Tower. They had Tiny Tower Vegas. They had Tiny Tower Death Star. That one was amazing. And they actually took it off the App Store, which makes me really sad. But now the current Tiny Tower is actually not the main Tiny Tower. The current one is Lego Tiny Tower. Yeah, which I almost got into, and then just playing it and having to restart, I was like, I don't want to have to restart all this.
But then you restarted anyways.
But then I restarted anyways. Well, I also got to keep like a ton of little perks and bonuses from having such a omega beefy tower.
Like any good incremental idle game has, you get that premium upgrade.
Yeah, and at some point I bought like their VIP bundle for Tiny Tower, which is usually $40, but it was half off. So like 8 years into playing it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll spend $20 on this game. Yeah. No, yeah, I haven't spent a dime on it. I think this game is worth $20 at this point.
Oh, man. Cool. Anything else to say about mobile games?
No, that's it. Also, Disney Magic Kingdoms. I still always play that, so that's not new. Oh, they are doing a Star Wars event right now. I'm freaking stoked. I love it. I love it. They got... Well, this is funny. Let me name off the great Star Wars characters they have for you, Daniel. Okay. And let's see if you can spot the odd one out. They have the good old Luke Skywalker. You know, everyone
I've
loves
heard of that guy.
They have the Leia Organa.
Your dad?
What?
Sorry, your dad looks like Mark Hamill sometimes.
Really? Oh, okay. They got the Princess Leia. She's pretty cool. They got the Han Solo. What a scoundrel.
I know these boys.
They got the Chewbacca. I love the Chewbacca. And then you got the bad guys, the real highlight of the event. You got the Darth Vaders.
Okay.
Ooh. And lastly, you got the TIE pilot. Wait. The TIE pilot. Okay. Yeah. No, there's just a random TIE pilot. It's like, here's all these characters, and then the premium character that you need to buy is the TIE pilot.
That guy, the premium one.
I know. Well, Chewbacca is also a premium, but
okay. That's like not very Disney of them. Like Disney's like,
I know.
Here, you can have the TIE pilot. The people who give us money get to be Darth Vader.
It's just generic TIE pilot, man. And I'm just like, why? Why would you choose a TIE pilot? Like, do a droid or something. Like, it was so weird. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. That's going to be going on for the next, I think, 3 weeks. So I'm working on getting Princess Leia right now. And that's it for mobile games for me.
Cool. I wanted to ask you something so that I'm not just talking the whole time, because you brought up something before the podcast. We both really enjoyed Monster Hunter World.
Still do enjoy. Yeah, and still want to beat it at some point.
The world at large is currently playing Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch.
Yeah.
With your grappling hooks and your dog characters. And you're like very dead set against not playing Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch. You're waiting for the PC.
That is true.
Okay, what's going on with that? You love the Switch.
The weird thing is I feel like we talked about this before, and I feel like it was on the last episode. So
really?
Yeah. Because I remember bringing up the example of Hyrule Warriors, you know, like
running poorly.
Yeah, running poorly. Like I haven't heard anything about Monster Hunter Rise running poorly on the Switch, but I don't believe it. Like in my mind, like if someone could walk out to me and be like, "No, it runs perfectly," I'm just going to look at them and be like, "No, shut up. It can't."
What if, like,
you can't.
What if you hang out with Keaton and he like hands you his Switch and it's like running 60 frames a second?
I would say, Keaton, did you mod your Switch? Is this the Switch Pro prototype? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that it's locked at 30 frames. I don't even know. Again, like this is all like emotion based. None of this is fact. There's no way it runs at higher than 30, and there's no way it stays like at constantly 30. And if it does, it probably looks terrible. Like, I loved Monster Hunter World. I never expected to love Monster Hunter World ever.
That was a big surprise for me too.
Me buying it was like almost a joke to myself. Like, haha, it's on sale. I'm buying it to play with Daniel and Kyle, and I'm just going to mess around. I loved it. It was a great game. I played it on my own just a little bit at some points. So I'm really looking forward to Monster Hunter Rise being a thing, especially hearing that I have some YouTubers I follow. One of he's a puppet actually. His name is Arlo. He's great, by the way. He has some great family friendly content, and it's not like corny child cheesiness. But he's a lot like me in that over complex games just can be a bit much sometimes. So he's never gotten into Monster Hunter because of its complexity. But he's been talking like nonstop about Monster Hunter Rise because he got it for the Switch. And he's like, this is the game that finally got me into Monster Hunter because everything like makes sense. And
nice.
So I'm stoked for things making sense. And I'm willing to wait for them to make sense and not look butt ugly. And also be at 60 frames.
Fair.
Like if I'm going to play it, I'm not going to be playing it twice. Like no way. So I 100% can't wait for it to come out on PC to buy it and catch up with the rest of the world.
Well, I know that the jump from PS4 to PC for Monster Hunter World brought a lot of loading time saving.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like apparently loading times were atrocious on the consoles. Like we're talking like literally 1 or 2 minutes when you start a mission.
That's crazy, dude.
And on the PC, I don't remember like loading times at all. It's just like, oh, let's start a mission. Okay, waiting a few seconds. Like, okay, there we go. Let's play the mission.
Exactly.
So maybe it's the right call. If you're not playing it, I certainly probably won't play it. Though I did, my first Monster Hunter experience was on a 3DS, and having Monster Hunter on the go was pretty cool. Like just being able to sit on a long commute somewhere and just like hunt monsters, like that was pretty awesome. And if I think we might end up doing like another vacation sometime this summer, maybe do a cruise or something. I always like picking out a good Switch game that I can just play.
Yeah, for Nintendo people who probably only played like the DS one or even the Wii U one, I'm sure having this one on Switch is exactly what they wanted. Like there's no way that it's not that they don't want like fancy high frame rate because they've never had it. So it's not like a fancy requirement. But for me, absolutely, I will take frame rate over even like quality anytime. I love a high frame rate so much. Buttery smooth, just delicious.
Especially that game has so much like timing and like invincibility frames and windows and like counter timings and stuff like that you really do need the frames on that. Like action games need it more than other things.
Yeah, I'm finally looking at performance stats to back my emotions with facts, and it is 30 frames, but that's not a big deal. In handheld, it's 960 by 540. Okay. And then docked, it's 1344 by 756. Such weird numbers.
That is really random. Yeah, what the heck?
Huh. But yeah, again, I have not heard a single person anywhere say like this runs horrible on Switch. So it's just
looks like a Switch game.
Exactly. Yeah. So and I don't want it to look like a Switch game. I want a new Monster Hunter game that I'm excited for it to look really nice. And I have a great computer for it, so I'm really looking forward to it coming out.
All right, I got a bunch more topics, but I know we're running out of time, so I can bullet speed them, go through them real fast.
Okay, speed run.
And I have one more major topic, but minor stuff. Been playing a ton of Valheim. Had a couple people on the server. Shout out to Cody and Sam join us on the Valheim server. It's not. I mean, it's just my server, so I guess it's the patient player server, but it's not like tied in with the podcast. But you guys can find all the info on the Patient Players Discord. So patientplayers.com/Discord will get you in there. And there's a Valheim channel once you get in with the name and IP and password and all that stuff.
Oh, really? It's just all there?
Yeah.
Dude, you are a brave man.
Well. I'm going to be implementing some level backups. So we can revert at some point. But yeah, we've been having a blast. We actually just like last night caught up to where I am on my single player file after all this time. So
that's right. I heard you say that. That kind of blew my mind.
We beat the third boss out of the 5 that are currently available in the game. I think they plan on having 10 ultimately, which is crazy.
Oh, cool.
But it is early access. They're still building it, and we've gotten through 3 of them. We are entering the mountain biome where we need potions of frost resistance to avoid the cold. We're looking for silver medals and other rare valuables, and we're trying to see what else is out there. We have not looked up much about the game, which is great because like I don't know what's going to come next. I don't know if there's going to be like magical items or what crazy beasts we're going to encounter. I don't know about this boss, this dragon we're going to encounter supposedly. So it's going to be crazy, whatever it is. I'm looking forward to it. Other thing real quick, I mentioned last episode beating all of the main campaign of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Well, the other shoe has dropped. I have completed all of the challenges. So I am now 100% completed with single player content in Yu-Gi-Oh! The only milestone I have left is to get every card.
Surely you're not far off from that though, right?
I think I have like so there's let me just do some math in my head here. I would say there's roughly 35, maybe 30 different types of packs you can buy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have at least 200 out of 350 cards from every pack. Some of them I've completed all the way. I've gotten all 350,
mm-hmm.
and others I just like barely have 200, but I only have that remaining like third of each of the packs. So the problem is as you get most of the cards in the pack, there's a lower chance of you getting the ones you're missing.
Right.
So it will take me quite a while to grind out the currency.
Just like in real life.
They do slant it in your favor a little bit because you can't trade, right? Like in a normal game, you could trade those away, but they do slant it a little bit in your favor so that it's possible to get them all on your own. But every time you play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh, you get enough for like 3 card packs. So
nice.
You're getting cards constantly.
I saw an article this week that I wanted to send to you. I wanted to get it for you as a surprise at first, but apparently it's not in the US, which is really sad. But there's a new one coming to Switch, a new Yu-Gi-Oh, and like the pre-order bonus for it is like an amiibo card, amiibo Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, dude.
Nice.
I was reading about it. I was like, this is so cool. It's be such a cool thing. But it's like, and there's no plans for it to come to the US right now. And I was like, oh,
no.
Dang it.
Sad.
Yeah.
So sad.
Oh, well.
And then another thing, we played a bunch of Overwatch, the Overwatch event, the archive event, where
so fun.
They did not add a new archive mission, but
they haven't in years. This is the second year they haven't added one.
But we got some challenges for it, and it's really, I mean, I guess I wouldn't want them to develop a bunch of time on an archive mission for Overwatch 1 when they're just making a bunch of PvE missions for Overwatch 2, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that makes sense. Even if it's kind of sucky, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that's a subscription game. It's just a game I bought a long time ago.
It's not yet. Big news this week. Jeff Kaplan left the Overwatch team out of nowhere. Very short goodbye message. A lot of people are wondering like what actually happened. He eventually wrote a long, like more heartfelt Reddit message. And in it, he was like, keep supporting the developers and everything. And he's like, they need you right now. And I'm like, oh no, what does this mean? what is going on at Blizzard? And people are worried that the new guy is going to, want to do microtransactions for like characters and stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Because Jeff was a big reason why they haven't so far.
Well, and I think that the Activision Blizzard acquisition happened a couple years ago, and usually that comes with some form of agreement that the primary staff, like the managers and stuff like that, will stay. They don't just, because if you sell your company and all your employees leave to make a new company, it's like what's the point of that, right?
Yeah.
So most of them are on contract to stick around for a while. That has probably been up for a few years at this point, but we did see a lot of the like old school Blizzard people leaving around that time, like a few years ago.
We did, dude. I remember that. Even a bunch of Hearthstone guys.
Yeah, and we've only continued to see people leave, right? Like people who have been there for a very long time are kind of exiting Blizzard at a pretty rapid pace, and it's sad. It's almost like kind of, well, this is inevitable because it's really Activision changing the culture. I think it's not really Blizzard like it used to be.
Yeah,
but it's kind of sad because like I like Blizzard a lot, and it's been sad because I like Heroes of the Storm so much, and that game has been in the Christmas event for like 6 months because they just don't update it anymore, and it's so sad.
It is. That was
Overwatch 2 is good.
Such a good game. I loved that game. I'm so glad that game introduced me to MOBAs, and made me like them. Because I've played League of Legends. I cannot for the life of me understand why people are obsessed with it and will drop, like $20,000 worth over 5 years in it. like I just do not like League of Legends. But Here's the Storm, I loved it. So good.
How about that League of Legends Magic Rift, Wild Rift? You can jump on that.
The what?
They released League of Legends on mobile.
Oh yeah,
last week, and
Yeah.
it's like a shortened match, and it's like they made a bunch of changes to make it mobile friendly.
I'll try
Not
the
about that
Pokemon one. Still waiting for the Pokemon MOBA.
Okay, not about the Wild Rift.
Yeah,
Good to know.
yeah.
My last small topic was I got one of my Kickstarter items in the mail. This is another item from Genki, the ones that made my Switch dock.
Oh sweet, is this the monitor of your computer thing?
This is the Shadowcast, yes. So it's basically a tiny little capture card, and it's not like meant for recording the video. It's just displaying it to your screen, and it turns any computer into a TV to play Switch games on. And if you want to use that computer to then capture the image and like do things with it, I don't know, like you did want to stream or record or whatever, you could do that. There's no tools built into this device to do that. You'd have to use your own software, but all it does is display it on the computer, and it works awesome. Like it's USB-C, and I have one USB-C port on both my laptop and one on my desktop. And I actually used it with the Genki dock. So they're both really tiny, right? The Genki dock, if you're on the video, it's like this big.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I have it. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. This is the whole setup right here. So this is the Genki dock that I take with me, and I use it as the dock for my Switch. And so this cable on the top is the USB-C cable that goes to the Switch and charges it and does the video transfer and everything. And then normally at the bottom, you've got an HDMI port you would plug into a TV, but this is the device that I just got. So it's got USB-C and HDMI.
It's very small. It looks just like a thumb drive.
It actually is so small, it fits in the official dock. If you wanted it to. The official Switch dock. You can fit this in there and then still close the flap.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
So you just plug this into the HDMI on your Switch dock, either the official dock or onto the Genki dock or whatever dock you have. I mean, there's other third-party docks, but you plug it into the HDMI, and then it has USB-C that you send out to a computer. So I have a cable here. It comes with the cable.
And it's just software that you need to download for it?
Yeah, you go to their website. I was actually super impressed. I went to their website and I just Googled Genki Shadowcast, which is what this thing is called. And they have the download link on their website. And it wasn't even like a big install process. It was just like download, launch, and then boom, my Switch was on my screen. Like it's just a window. It doesn't have like a big fancy menu or a launcher or anything like that. It's just boom, here's a window on your screen that has your Switch.
That is pretty cool.
I did like a little slow. I pulled up a stopwatch next to the window. And I hit go on the stopwatch, and then I use like my slow-mo camera on my iPhone to like hit a button on my Switch and see how long in slow motion until like how many milliseconds were running on the stopwatch until it did. I think it was running at like less than 30 millisecond lag.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Play a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Looked great on my fancy laptop. It was awesome.
Oh, I bet.
With the Smash Bros.
I am eagerly awaiting the day that someone makes some kind of dongle that allows the iPad and its USB-C port to be used as a monitor. I don't know if it's possible right now for a third party to do it, but even if Apple can do it, that'd be great. And it's kind of obvious that they should do it at this point, because I would love to be able to have just my Switch on the go and then my iPad, to set up my iPad for just a bigger Switch screen.
Yeah,
I need that.
I mean, that's basically what this device lets me do for my laptop. Like if I go somewhere now, I can take my laptop, my Genki dock, and my Switch and those cables. And if I find a single wall outlet, maybe like a double wall outlet, I'll plug in my laptop and this dock. My big old laptop screen now is just playing my Switch anywhere I go.
That's great. Wow. I
can sit down with some friends at a restaurant or you know, like if I'm hanging out and I want to do what you do sometimes where you'll like play Mario Kart or whatever, right? It's not a little Switch with like 4 people surrounding it. It's like
in
an
the
actual
trailers.
laptop. Yeah. So that's cool. That's everything I had to talk about. That was small. Anything else from you before I have one more big topic?
Nice. Yeah. Two quicking things for me. Subnautica 2 is coming out very soon.
Is this the full release of the Frozen one?
Yes. Below Zero, I think it's called, or Sub-Zero. Technically it's already out if you own it on Steam, or if you just buy it on Steam. I didn't realize that. I saw a trailer that's like it's coming out in May for Switch also.
Oh, wow.
pretty funny. Both Subnautica 1 and 2 are coming out on Switch at the same time.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to play it because I bought it years ago when they first announced it, and then I played like 15 minutes and I was like, I really like Subnautica. I'm going to wait for it to come out and so I can play the full thing. So I've been waiting a really long time for it to come out. And then Kyle messaged me the other day saying, dude, I've been playing Subnautica and it's so great. And I was like, what? It's out? And he's like, yeah. So
that's cool.
Stoked for Subnautica. And then I bought a game today. It was $13. Recommended to me by my sister, my oldest sister. She likes playing the video games. She also liked the Animal Crossing, and she knows I like the Animal Crossing. So she recommended me a game called Cozy Grove. Have you heard of Cozy Grove?
I've not. I saw you playing it earlier today, but I know nothing about it.
Okay, I get the feeling Marion will also like it. It's extremely Animal Crossing-esque, but instead
is this what makes the Stardew's Valleys?
Is it what?
Is it like Stardew Valley?
No, it's
Okay.
like Animal Crossing, very much like Animal Crossing. You're on an island, but instead of villagers, you have you're helping the dead get over being dead, and they're like cute bears and stuff. So it's still animals. They're just dead. Like everyone is dead. You're a ghost scout. Trying to get some badges by helping the dead come to terms with their deadness on this island.
Wow.
The graphics are very cute. They're like Don't Starve kind of style, like kind of hand drawn little graphics.
Okay.
I only played like 10 minutes. It's really cute. I'm really liking it so far, and it's only $13. It's off 10% right now on Steam. So yeah, hopefully I'll have time to play that in the coming weeks.
Wow, that sounds like a cozy little game.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thanks for the update on that.
Yeah.
Well, my last big topic, and this is again just to kind of cover myself with a little bit of insurance, is I played a bunch more Omori.
Oh, good.
Yes. Our friend of the podcast, Keaton, will hopefully not be hitting me with those exploding kisses he's threatening us, because he really wants us to finish Omori. I have gotten over the intro hump, and it fully has its hooks in me.
Oh, really?
I want to play it all the way through the end. Like I'm sold on Omori.
Nice.
I got through the opening. When you open your save file for like a really long time, I was like 5 hours into the game. It still said prologue, and I'm past that point. I'm now officially past the prologue. So here's the thing. You really, really want to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
You won't let me say anything about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have things to say.
Yeah, that's why I recommended us doing that little gaming book club thing where we play it, the same time and stuff.
You have to play it in order for that to happen.
I do, but I kind of gave up once you started going ahead with it for so long. But you can talk to Keaton about it, I guess.
Okay, we'll have to have a special bonus episode. Keaton Daniel Taco Mori.
Yeah, honestly, just do that, and then I'll just mute it for however long you talk about it. And then later I can talk about it like a year later when I finally getting around to playing it with how little time I have.
So there are things I really, really want to say, even though you don't want me to talk about the game. And like, I'm going to do my best to filter anything that would tell you anything about the game. This is just about themes.
Mm-hmm.
But like, obviously, like, mental health is a big part of the game. I knew that going into it, and it warns you about like depression and stuff when you boot up the game. That's like a big part of the game. Some of the story points in the game revolve around a death. Mm-hmm. And like, I had a very important person to me die just a few months ago, and like, it has been so real. Like, it has been a very unique experience playing Omori. Like, that's why I want to talk about it so bad, is that it's like there are things that it's like, oh wow, this is an interesting game and it has interesting things to say, but there's like direct life correlations I can't help but make in the midst of like the events of what's going on screen, of like people handling death. And it's really hard.
Yeah,
like it's more than just playing a game. I don't know how else I can say it. Like, to me, for those reasons that don't really apply to most people.
Mhm.
Like sitting down to play Omori is more than just like, I want to play a game. It's like, okay, I'm going to just like feel raw emotions for an hour and then try to go about the rest of my day. Like,
Dang.
and it's hard because it juxtaposes all of this stuff with like the fancy dream world that you've seen at the very beginning of the game, right?
Mhm.
Like most
Yeah.
of the time you're playing, it's like, haha, like there's a goofy enemy, use a funny attack on him. And it's like very lighthearted dream world next to like confronting the death of a loved one that just happened to me earlier.
Mhm.
So like I don't know how to talk about it, but it's crazy.
Yeah, that it sounds like it was made by people who, I guess that happened to them. Like surely, by the way you're describing it, like
Possibly.
it sounds like too good for them to just know how this feels secondhand.
Well, at the very least, even if it's not happened personally, they do an excellent job with the character writing and the reactions, right? Like there are a lot of different characters in the game that have to deal with it, and they all deal with it in different ways. And like one of the characters I identify super close with, and it's not even the main character.
Mm-hmm.
But like every time that character's on screen and they talk about it, I'm like, oof, that hit me. Like that hit me really hard. But then there are other characters that are reacting not the way I would react ever. But it's
Mhm.
like, I understand why they are, right? And it sucks that these characters have to go through it, just like it sucks that I have to go through it.
Gosh, I want to play this game so badly. I feel like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have eaten this sucker up like in a week. Just being in a dark time myself, I guess I still really appreciate these themes and games about them, but I don't know. I really want to play it, but at the same time, I'm like for the first time in my life, I'm happy these days. Like, do I want to be playing something like this and bringing me down? But I still do, but I'm still hesitant to make time for it. You know,
that makes sense. It's so like low graphic that I've had no problem, even with my old crappy router, I've had no problem streaming it to my Steam Link. So it seems like the kind of game that would go perfect on a phone Steam Link. So like if you wanted to play it in bed or something, that might be a good way to do it.
Oh gosh, I don't want to play it like before going to sleep.
That's probably fair.
It'd be so sad.
But it's also giving me major Undertale vibes with like the music and like the boss characters and everything. Like there's some of them are good. I've gotten through like the first major boss fight and it's mwah, it's so good. I can't wait to talk about it with you.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool. So that would have been my main topic. We can't talk about it too much until you get further, but please do. Please do. I'm going to play more.
I will try.
I'm going to play Omori.
I'll try to play. I was going to make that joke.
Oh no.
I would try to play Omori.
All right. Well, let's head into the best part of the podcast, my friend.
Cool. And probably the shortest part of the podcast at looking at our inbox.
Readers, you had 3 weeks.
Looking at our patient players podcast at gmail.com inbox, by the
You
way.
had 3 weeks, patient players. Come on, guys.
It's okay.
We need those emails.
It's okay. Maybe this one email from Captain G. Hawking will be so good that it's the equivalent of 3 weeks of emails.
Yes, our old friend, the captain. This is our pirate captain, or just old shipman that was stranded on an island and writing us about his adventures. Let's see where Captain G. Hawking goes. The email says, "Hello again, it be me, Captain G. Hawking. I've decided to leave me cabin near the island's shore and explore deeper into the island. I've packed plenty of food and supplies. I should be prepared for at least a few days' journey. However, even with how prepared I am, I'm worried about getting lost and being stuck in the wilderness for longer than I prepared for. With the sky being covered by an endlessly changing ocean, I won't be able to use stars to guide my way. And the light that I assumed to be the sun behind the waves every morning seems to rise and fall in a different direction every day."
Can I say real quick, with how many people have been leaving the Bloodborne team at Sony, can we just replace them all with this author of this email? You know, just K in general. You know, I feel like I'm reading the sequel to Bloodborne 2.
To be fair, you don't know that K has written it yet. We have not seen a question from K.
That's true.
Come through.
That was me kind of breaking the fourth wall just to make a point about Bloodborne 2.
The email continues. As such, I have decided to carve markings on the trees as I go, following the marking back when I need to come back to camp. I started my journey early in the morning, scratching triangles into the tree every 20 or so feet. The top point of the triangles roughly points towards the last marked tree. I did this for what felt like hours until I came across a tree that had already been marked. Scratched roughly into the tree was a mysterious question. And this question read, if you were able to choose what would be the last video game you would ever play, whether it be a real game that already exists or a potential game that could come out in the future, you could be as specific or as vague as you like. You could say a specific game or just what kind of game it would be. That's tough. That is very tough.
I'm trying to be poetic and think of what the first game I ever played was, which was probably Mario Bros. On the Game Boy. Which one was it? Super Mario World on the Game Boy.
Seems like a sucky game. Like you're dying. You're like on the Game Boy. You can't see.
Yeah, playing a platformer, like a 2D platformer. Playing Chibi Robo, the 2D DS platformer game. That's how I want to die. You know why? Because playing it would kill me out of sadness that they aren't going to make like an actual sequel to Chibi Robo.
Sequel.
Yep.
Playing Monster Hunter Rise on the Switch would kill you.
Oh no. Great question, by the way, as always.
I feel like he does say video game. I was gonna say D&D. Like I feel like
D&D the video game. You can say that. Like they finally made it into the ultimate video game.
I'm gonna beat Divinity 2. I'm gonna complete that game and learn its secrets.
And then die?
And then pass on, yeah.
Oh. And then I'll play Amori because I'll be sad and I won't know how to cope with that. It's like a domino effect.
The live Patient Players Twitch chat comes through. We have a last minute email.
Wait, no way. Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, the call.
Oh,
the
there
call
it is.
went out.
Okay. But wait, this question is we're answering this question, right?
Did I mean I said.
Oh, that's your actual answer, Divinity 2?
I mean, I can come up with a better one.
No.
I mean,
I didn't know if it was a joke or not.
Is Wii Sports Bowling? I mean, is that better?
Oh, heck yeah, that's better. That's awesome.
I met someone this week who claims to have gotten a perfect game on the 100 pin mode. They said they bowled a 3,000.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Did Jesus come back already? I didn't realize. He was back.
I guess so. I don't know what to believe. This was a friend at work.
That's crazy.
And he also said he only owned Wii Sports Resort. He didn't own Wii Sports. And never owned it. And I was like, what?
Is that even possible? So he bought like a secondhand Wii?
Well, didn't they? I mean, they made Wiis that were like $100 at the end of the life cycle, right? Like the little red ones.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about those with no internet.
Didn't they did they not come with Wii Sports? Like, didn't they stop packing in Wii Sports at a certain point?
Yeah, I guess they didn't.
Weird. I don't know. I don't know the details of it, but he claims 3,000 point Wii bowling game, which is pretty impressive.
It's pretty good.
Especially because like the old bowling, it was like so rudimentary that you could like get it the same every throw.
Well,
but like the one with the Motion Plus, you have to actually like be pretty good at it.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that he did it on the Motion Plus one though. Maybe he's actually good at bowling in real life and it like transferred over.
No idea. This guy like plays games all the time, but they're all like old Nintendo games. Like he has like a tube TV and with like I think he's got like a Super Nintendo hooked up to it. And he has a Switch, but he'll like play the old NES games from the Nintendo Online.
Mm-hmm.
He just likes old Nintendo games.
Nice.
He's a cool guy. All right. On to supposedly our last
I'm going
email.
to say for my answer to the question, I'm going to say Bloodborne 3 because I love Bloodborne. That implies they made a second one at some point. And that it all came to a close in the third one. Oh, I feel like my life would be complete playing the end to a Bloodborne saga because I refuse to accept that Bloodborne 1 is the end to the Bloodborne saga. Refuse. And 2's not enough. It has to be 3. It has to be a trilogy of Bloodborne.
How did the comics go? Did you ever read them?
I read half of them, I think.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for that reminder. I should read them.
I thought you already answered because you were saying Super Mario Bros.
No, that was no. I said I said I wanted to be poetic and think of what my first game I ever played was, but I wouldn't want that to be my last one.
Okay.
But I'll read our next email. That the title is Hearthstone. That's it. Hello, patient players. I have been playing a lot of Hearthstone this week. Now, this is my kind of writer. Man, I feel like I should marry this person, whoever this writer is.
That's what I was thinking. You love this writer so much.
Therefore, I only have questions related to Hearthstone. Oh my! Is it Daniel? Is it my birthday? What day is it? April 26th? I don't think it's my birthday. Huh. Number one, who is your favorite Hearthstone character to play? And what is your favorite hero power? Oh, and it's from Miranda. Phew, I'm going to be marrying this person anyway, so we're all good.
Okay, it's all good. You don't have to marry two people.
Yes. I didn't have to become like Amish or something in order to.
That's not a thing.
Is it not Amish? What's the other people? Mormons. I get them confused all the time.
They're very different.
They're
very different.
They are. Yeah. No, I try to make jokes and I make like a butter joke and people are like, no, that's more. We're talking about Mormons. That's Amish. And I'm like, oh yeah. Wow. So, good luck answering these questions.
I like the Warlock.
Okay, there you go.
And I like the self damage of the Warlock. I'm an expert Hearthstone player. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Take that self damage.
All right.
That card.
I like that deck. I like the depth to this question because I read the first question, favorite character, and I'm like, oh, they mean the hero power. And I read the second question, and it's like, what's your favorite hero power? And I'm like, oh, so the first question is kind of implying like either character design or just like the kind of cards that character has access to, which is also a big deal of the game. So goodness. My favorite hero powers are, I want to answer the second one first, are also Warlock. Warlock and Mage are my two absolute favorites. And the current meta is my meta because those are the two like top tier decks. Nice. And it makes me so happy. They are popping decks. So good. Favorite character? That is a great question. That is a great question. I guess Kel'Thuzad. It's either Kel'Thuzad or N'Zoth. Oh okay. Man, they made a N'Zoth skin for Warlock. It's incredible. It is so good. His voice is like big and booming, and the emotes are like by the old gods and stuff. My deck approaches its end. It's so good.
I just like Gul'dan. He's cool. I like him in Heroes of the Storm. Just drain that health. Mm-hmm. Quintessential Warlock.
I hate the Gul'dan skin so much. I will never ever choose it.
Why is that?
It's just so bad. It's just so bad and dumb. Like, okay. Especially when you can compare it to N'Zoth or Mecha Jiraxis. Oh, dude, Mecha Jiraxis is a popular one.
Okay, I'm sure you're right.
Yeah,
I don't actually play that much Hearthstone.
Anyways, thank you for the last minute email, Miranda.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you everybody sending in emails. Again, that was patientplayerspodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening to this, that means you listened to a whole episode, which is like awesome. Thank you. Also, send us a question for next episode.
Do we still have a Q&A thing in the Discord, or was it deleted?
No, we do.
Okay, good. Then it's empty?
Yes.
Okay, well, make it unempty next week, listeners. Send us questions on the Discord, which you can go to at patientplayers.com/Discord.
Yes.
We made it easy for you so you can be lazy and dumb. Isn't that nice of us?
Come play Valheim with us. Come talk about VR. Come play Overwatch.
Play Hearthstone with
Gunfire
me, please.
Reborn. Please.
Play Hearthstone with Jordan.
Play Yu-Gi-Oh! I need somebody. I have one friend who plays the game with me.
More than I have with Hearthstone. So
they've built. You're getting married to someone that just wrote an email about Hearthstone.
We have played Hearthstone together, I think, twice in the last week. Before that, it was about like 5 months. So this is a relatively new thing. I'm trying not to like get emotionally attached to it in case it we go another 5 months out of the blue without playing Hearthstone together.
right.
You could message Sam at any time and say, let's play Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, there's no doubt he'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm down. And play his one deck that he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. His one control deck that just shuts down every other deck. Like, it's not like unbeatable, but like the whole thing that Sam's Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck does is stop your deck from doing all of its stuff.
Sounds like a good deck.
Yeah, that's
one of the Warlock ones I like in Hearthstone right now, is just blow up the other person's deck and they don't get to do anything anymore.
This just disables card effects. It's like all of the effects that would normally trigger when a card is like destroyed, or if you send a card to the graveyard, they just don't trigger.
That sounds wonderful. Good job, Sam.
Just negate things. Okay. That's enough of that. Thank you for listening, everybody. We should be back in 2 weeks. Bi-weekly episodes. We'll see you then again, and you can see us on the weekend live recording on twitch.tv/patientplayers. But in the meantime, send us those emails, join us on the Discord, all that stuff over at patientplayers.com/listen. You'll find all the links that you need. And really, we will see you then. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.